Play for the longest. Last year was my first year not playing like a regular season since I was like third grade, second grade. So it was definitely different for me, and I'm itching to play for sure.
You said at the end of spring, you guys really needed to build off that and use it as a springboard. Guys like Omar and Oliver and Xavier and all those guys. How have you seen guys attack it, and have you felt more comfortable being a leader, even though you're relatively new here?
Yeah, definitely. I think we definitely did springboard. From spring ball, straight into summer conditioning. I think, like from what I've been hearing, this is one of the best summers that we've had here. In a long time. And I think specifically the receiver group has made a lot of strides, since spring ball. And I feel like, we've just been pushing each other, all summer and demanding more out of each other. And I think it's going to show during the season.
What specifically do receivers do during the summer to get better?
Well, there's a lot of stuff we can do, but mainly, we've been working on footwork because, we're gonna lift every day. We're gonna do conditioning every day. But outside of that, mainly working on footwork and catching footballs. We've all been on the jugs all summer, just catching, up to 1,000 balls a day. Some of us. So, a lot of cone drills and a lot of jugs.
What kind of walk through for me the quarterbacks on your team and how they operate, summer workouts and things like that. What do you notice about not only Adrian but Logan and Matt and Harper?
They're just guys that love to compete. Especially with each other. Like when we do sprint drills or agility drills, we do it by position, and obviously you want to beat the people in your group. So I always see those guys, going at it, whether it's agility or whether it's sprinting or whether it's in the weight room. They all push each other and they all talk a little bit of crap to each other, and I love to see that.
The only Adrian is the one that you joined the team here in the winter. Other teammates will say he's changed. What do you see in him as just as a person and as a player?
I see a leader, honestly, and I see someone who a lot of the guys rally towards on the team. When something's not going right, everyone kind of like looks to him, and he's that guy. Like he's always the one, to bring it up after every workout to tell us what we need to hear. If we're doing good, he's going to say that. If it's stuff we need to work on, he's going to say that too. So he's someone we can count on to be honest with us and to keep us accountable.
How would you describe yourself as a blocker, and how much has Matt Lubick or the guys just been stressing like you got to be physical on the perimeter?
I think myself as a good blocker, because blocking is really like 90% effort. It's just if you want to do it, And I think I have that. I've never been the type to take plays off. Obviously, it's been a bit of an adjustment, moving from the outside to the inside, blocking, safeties and linebackers instead of corners. But I think in spring ball, I came a long way and, kind of just figuring out leverage and different techniques. So, I feel like I'm good there.
How do you describe the chemistry that you have with the quarterbacks? I know you had the spring to work on that, but do you feel like it got even better over the course of the summer?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it improved over the summer a lot. Like I said, previously spring ball was big when it came to chemistry, and we made a lot of progress through there. And yeah, like you said, it's definitely gotten better throughout the summer. It's been times where, we've thrown, and whatnot. And specifically just in workouts, just me seeing him put in the work, him seeing us receivers put in the work, it just makes you closer. So I think we're in a good spot going into fall camp.
You know the offense pretty well.
Yeah, I feel like I know the offense really well. It was an adjustment at first, spring ball, but the coaches were so helpful in giving me like that one-on-one time to really understand everything, and I feel like I have it down now.
Frost has kind of a method of how he wants his receivers to block. Is it different than what you had known at Montana? I know you played for a few different guys there, but is it different?
I wouldn't say it's too different. In some of the schemes it's different, whether it's outside zone, inside zone, stretch. But when it comes down to it, it's really all about effort and how much you want to do it. And the technique is always going to be the same, no matter what school you go to. You got to bend your knees, you got to drive your feet, have your hands inside, So a lot of the basic stuff is the same. It just depends on what concept.
What's the the vibe that you get, being a guy that's relatively new here. It's been 5 years since they've had a winning season in Nebraska, and being around guys that have been here for some or most of those years, just with regard to this kind of the vibe, trying to get back on the winning track. What are you hearing? What are you sensing?
It's just a whole lot of positivity, and a lot of it is our team being accountable, for the past, like, everyone knows that we haven't been as successful as we have wanted to been in the past, but everyone knows that we're on the right track, and it's just a feeling like this year, like, we just have a different mindset, We know that, we have to be a lot better when it comes to game day, and we feel like throughout the off season, we've put in the work to be where we want to be. So now it's just time to kind of show that all the work that we put in.
You notice the difference in the spotlight that you're under, or comments or whatever, just because this is sort of a legacy program?
Yeah, as far as like Twitter comments and stuff like that, yeah, I've noticed like Husker fans are definitely more like active on Twitter, and in general, just a bigger fan base than where I was at. But in Montana, it was like the same type of thing. Football is the main thing in Montana as it is out here, so it's not something that I'm not used to. It's just something that comes with the game. That's what we sign up for.